All the disrespect, the free play, better button check. Button check.
What is up, Butt Check family? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful day of checking these buttons. We got some hot debates going on right now. Chapters down below if you want to skip around. Sub button right there. It's about to pop off. I'm going to do my best to post 2 videos today, but if I don't, we definitely got this one, and trust me, this one is banger enough. So, without further ado, let's check these damn weekend buttons. Let's go. All right, now into the first set of why the FGC will never grow, or will it, buttons that need to be checked. This one is unique because we've had it and heard it before, but now it revolves around the new Marvel game, believe it or not. All right, so obviously the one that was just announced. So starts right here, somebody by the name of Tyler Wong posted this saying, the Marvel players interacting with Strive players is gonna cause for some twit-longers. This one has about 5,000 likes. Continuing on, others like, I don't get it. They break it down right here saying, OG Marvel players don't give a fuck. They're loud, funny, and they'll hurt your feelings. New generation Strive players are whiny and easily offended. This new game will basically cause 2 polar opposite communities to combine. Okay, so now you guys are caught up. So, continuing from there, others kind of have some fun with it and respond saying, good, those Strive players need a reality check, LOL. My experience with UMVC 3 player and toxic gaming environment created, well, you get what they're trying to do, and it's just some dude landing some insane mix and saying he's the GOAT and playing with an ego. Others continuing on right here saying, it's about to be pretty funny. Internet shit talk for days, but in person, probably pretty chill, just sharing tech. Strive players probably gonna be hearing a lot of see me and Marvel when they win though, posting this meme right here saying internet reality. But then somebody takes it even deeper, and I believe this is where it kind of finally gets some speed on it and people really start to respond. So somebody by the name of Izzy, I believe, says, I finally figured out why fighting games cannot be as popular as other esports. It's not because fighting games are difficult / inaccessible / hard to watch. It's because the FGC really hates newcomers and will continue to make fun of them until they leave. I noticed they posted another one as well, a picture of themselves at a local. So basically they were trying to say, I attend locals, and even in doing this, I have came to this conclusion, which is the tweet that we just read. Others respond to that saying, I have to disagree. The FGC Twitter phenomenon, this is a FGC Twitter phenomenon. This doesn't happen at any respectable local. Most newcomers will try an event before getting deeply entrenched in FGC Twitter. But then others respond to that saying most newcomers will play a game online and then maybe interact with FGC online, Discord, Twitter, Reddit, way before they get anywhere near being invested enough to go to an in-real event. The way people interact with games has changed a lot from the 90s, but the FGC ignores it. They respond again saying, I largely agree. This is why I said deeply entrenched. My opinion is simply that a newcomer / outsider is almost certainly not going to become party to drama at a point where they are still new to the space. Oh, and by the way, that first one I read, the one that says I finally figured out why fighting games cannot be as popular, that one has almost 4,000 likes. So obviously, quite a few people agree with that statement, but somebody else breaks it down. Man, they go so fucking deep in this. It's called, they're called Royce bracket. I'll put their information down below as well. This one, like on their post, they have over 5,000 likes, like 5.3 thousand likes, and it is fucking long. So I'm not gonna read it all. I'm gonna give you the bullet points right now, but check this out. It's pretty deep. Right here saying fighting games are less popular as esports and as games in general because the relationship between hand movement and your controller and results on the screen is much less tangible and direct. Somebody who's played any video game before, not Valorant, can touch it and instantly understand that you move with WASD, aim with the mouse, and click to shoot. Then they fumble, they miss, they get shot in the head, they die, but it's not for any reasons they don't understand. You just need to move better, shoot better, and stand in a better spot. Wow, I just need to practice and I can get good at this. Gamers have fun when they can see rational cause and effect taking place. Compare that to day 0 experience with fighting gamers. You have actually watched 2 people who never play fighting games try to finish a round in a traditional fighter. It's like watching 2 big meaty gummy babies play fight with pool noodles, and they might have fun, but it doesn't really stick. And then, like I was saying, just kind of roughly going through this, they continue on right here saying the fighting game community is exceptionally kind, intelligent, diverse, and tightly knit as far as competitive gaming goes. Anyway, precisely because of this barrier. We are given by the games themselves a need to interact with each other. You need a teacher, you need encouragement, and by God, you need some good old-fashioned offline. Some people are always just going to bounce off a matter of the game mechanics themselves. The industry seems set on lowering this barrier up to a point. But time has proven that it doesn't kill the soul of the community. Contrary to what some might believe, certain Google normie Twitter degenerate baby games do foster incredible local and even online communities. Real people still meet lifelong friends, and through their experiences, both in and out of the game, they weave grand, intricate storylines like any other world full of travel and competition. And wherever the opportunity presents itself, anyone who's a character in these stories will recite them with love, reverence, and zeal. And right here, wrapping it up, saying the fundamentals of the fighting game genre serves its community a dual purpose. They do the filtering for us. When it kind of takes a second to play enjoyable at even a casual level, the people who really don't give a shit slide off like raindrops on the windshield, but an acquired taste just tastes better. This is a pretty resilient truth so long as the entire paradigm of the game doesn't shift away. One-button specials don't make this untrue. High damage, low execution doesn't make this untrue. And even fucking auto combos don't make this untrue. All that really begs the question then is, why do some people online insist in tightening the filter themselves? Is it us or you that you are defending? What the fuck? Can we say that again? He said, is it us you're defending or is it you? Is it this? What the fuck is this? This is probably the most poetic fucking breakdown I've seen. This is biblical. This should be FGC Bible right here. Holy shit, this hit deep. But the parts that stick out to me the most were it disagrees in an elegant way, saying, well, I don't really believe that it's because the FGC is just meanies and will bully people out of the community. They'll never get past us, right? Because we don't welcome newcomers. It's more so this. What's appeasing to the newcomer, what they can understand, the mechanics behind it all, because the reality is fighting games do the filtering for us. Those that it truly appeals to, that it has meaning to, will stick around and they'll find others like-minded. They'll have a teacher, they'll have a local, because it's almost like you need these things in order to get good at these games that you so desire to. Every genre appeals to a certain person for some type of particular reason. That's just the way it goes. Now, it can be said that the FGC does have some rough personalities, that we do love to talk shit. Hell, we promote it. You're gonna learn today, fuck them kids, right? Somebody getting fucked. We have all these things, right? But I've always kind of looked at the FGC in some terms like the NFL. Or sports, where you're like, I want to play it. How can I play it? Where you go out, you find somebody that's like-minded, and you start to play it, and then you start to slowly learn, like, holy shit, this is a pretty tough environment. It comes with some shit talk. It's just natural. But I kind of believe, and let me know, I don't believe that the FGC is just. Obviously, we have this common thing that we're attracted to, and we consider ourselves under the umbrella of FGC. But there's all kinds of subdivisions and dividers within the community. Different communities, different beliefs. We've known this since day one. And I believe in those fucking subcategories, there's just some that shit talk more than others. There's some that are prone to such and such behavior more than others, and we've seen that time and time again. And I believe if you're attracted to fighting games, if you put in the effort to learn and have that craving, that there's a piece of you, let me know if you think I'm wrong or not, there is a piece of you that is also attracted to the pop-off, to talk some shit. Now, that don't mean being disrespectful. You don't have to automatically be disrespectful to talk some shit. I mean, in the game, you know what I'm saying? There is a part of you that actually appeals to you. And when it comes to these subcategories in the FGC, I feel like it's fucking hella strong in some of these over others. And if somebody comes with the opinion saying, well, this is why we'll never grow because you guys are fucking bullies and that, I do think that has been the case. That can be. I've seen people post that before where they're like, I dipped from the community because I was bullied. And that's unfortunate. I would like to think that that's the exception and not the rule, because the FGC that I know and that I've seen offline, you rarely ever see that. I think it's more of a social media thing because we're dealing in a new fucking age. We like to act like we've been here forever, but social media is still very fucking new, you know what I'm saying? So I have a tendency in saying all this to agree with the latter argument of why the FGC is not as popular as other communities. I don't think it's a bullying thing because I do believe there's also other communities, and I've seen them, CSGO, LOL, whatever. I've seen them talk mad shit, crazy shit. Maybe, I don't know if it goes on as much as it does in the FGC, but they're way bigger than us. So I imagine it has to. I just don't follow it as much.
Can you guess the 5 most toxic gaming communities?
I'm going to start this one off with Call of Duty.
Good one to start with. Call of Duty is number 2.
You either play Rust for no amount of time and you quit because it's toxic, or you play it long enough to become the villain.
You're right. Rust is number 3.
We've got Valorant.
Valorant is number 4. Either you're e-dating or you're yelling.
Let's go Dota 2.
YouTube didn't think so.
Well, then number 1's got to be League, right?
Nice. League of Legends is number 1.
Man, what is number 5? You got to help me out.
Think of sports.
Is it NBA?
Not NBA, no.
Pro Evolution Soccer. Does anyone play that?
Definitely not.
Don't tell me it's Rocket League.
What a save. It's Rocket League.
I mean, by this logic though, bullying can't be the primary reason because bullying is not stopping any of these other huge communities from growing and being global. And if that was the case for everybody, it would be the case for everybody. Bullying would be the number one cause, but obviously it's not. It has to be something deeper. And that's why I have a tendency to go with that latter argument that we read, where he broke it down so fucking eloquently. And I'll wrap it up with this. I feel like a lot of people have the tendency to look at the FGC as their FGC. Like, what is my experience? And then based on my experience, let me tell you exactly what the FGC is. No, what you're about to tell me is your perception of the FGC, which in return becomes your reality. Then you start to get this fucking perception of like the FGC is the cool table in high school. It's all these fucking kids that think they're better than everybody else, and all you do is mock us because we're not you or we're not as good as you, and you don't accept anybody else in your little clique, right? You like to talk shit, you like to backstab. But the beautiful thing is, in reality, the FGC is so much bigger than that because the FGC is not one table, is not one set of kids. It's not even one fucking school. The FGC in reality belongs to nobody. And because the FGC belongs to nobody, like I was saying earlier, you have all these subgroups of people that are able to exist. And why you might not be able to exist with the whole fucking entity that is the FGC, which probably, I mean, that's reality, that's life. You'll never have everybody, right? But you will have your tribe. Because take it from me, and this is firsthand experience. I've said this a few times, but I don't really go. One day I'll go really in depth on this, but check this out. Button Check has been around for about 8 years now. It's been a news source. Now, has different levels of news. Obviously, sometimes we're covering tournament, esports, shots fired, pop-offs, talking that shit. Basically everything under the sun, FGC. A little more edgy, a little more hood, a little more ear to the street as far as like, you know, shit that's going down. More so in the beginning. In the beginning, I believe we covered a lot of shit. It was I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of drama in the beginning, but Button Check is definitely a different beast now. But because Button Check started the way it did, and even though it grew in numbers and people really seemed to support it, because it gained that early reputation, there's a lot of main figureheads that fuck with Capcom content creators and players that do not fuck with Button Check. They stopped watching it a long time ago, and they put Button Check in a box and said, hey, Button Check is this. It is toxic, it is drama, it is stuff that we don't appreciate, so we won't ever acknowledge it. Do you ever wonder why you never hear the mainstream players or content creators, not all the players, but more so content creators and streamers ever mention Button Check? Never. Yet some of these people will still watch, and some of these people will still DM me or talk to me on the side, talking about how much they appreciate the show, yet you'll never see any publicity, any marketing, any shout out to Button Check, ever. And it's because they have labeled it and put it in this box and deemed it a long time ago inappropriate or irresponsible or whatever the fuck they saw it at the time and never gave it a second chance. It's crazy how that works, right? How people always believe in redemption and second chances when it comes to themselves, right? Hear me out, guys. My bad, I made a mistake. But when it comes to the next person, you don't get that. And on top of that, the thing that counts the most, it all comes down to you guys. You guys, Button Check has existed for as long as it has, and thrived and grown for as long as it has because it belongs to the people of the FGC. It only grows and thrives because of you. Because the FGC belongs to no one, FGC once again belongs to nobody, we could all exist in our own little multiverse area of the world. And if I didn't learn, and I'm talking to the person right now out there where you might be feeling the same way, you might be feeling, man, I felt bullied, or I felt this or that, and that's why I felt at one time or another, fuck the FGC. And I've said that before. I have said, if you are in the FGC and you've never had the thought, man, fuck the FGC, then you ain't really FGC. You know what I'm saying? I lived enough real life and real life experiences before internet and after internet to know that people grow, that people change, that people are just not black and white. There's more fucking to them. And I refuse to get trapped in this way of thinking of fucking FGC social media to where, no, we deem you this, we judgment that, you are gone. I refuse to just put people like that. And it's to the point where if you don't agree with them, now they look at you. Oh, you must be one of them. You must think just like him because you socialize with them. You talk to them. What a fucking evil, birds of a feather flock together. You fucked up. Meanwhile, you looking at them like, bitch, if you don't go get you some pussy and sit down somewhere, I don't know, like, what are we doing? When did we lose that? I thought that was fucking common sense. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, to the person out there that might be feeling bullied, I felt it too. No matter how many fucking following I have, or subscriptions, or built up, or name, or people just showing love, me, Nesto, Mr. Button Check, whatever, I felt it multiple times. And sometimes I walked right into it because I fucked up talking about something or posting something I shouldn't have, especially when Button Check, I'm talking when Button Check first started. I was naive in a lot of ways, just rushing into content. I came from a comedic background, and then I kind of flipped into this journalism thing with my hand in my ass. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't know. And I made a lot of mistakes, right? And then even in the further years, trying to do right, being myself, I still received a lot of bullying. It's never gonna stop. That's the thing. It's just never gonna stop. But once again, because the FGC does not belong to me, does not belong to you, and does not belong to no stupid ass bully, and it's not gonna stop us from growing. But that's just me. How y'all feeling? Let me know. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely let me know how you are feeling. Holy shit, do you know, let me tell you the truth. Did you know when I started this video, it was actually a 3 or 2 subject video. It was not just about how the FGC is not gonna grow. Is it true, bullying? Yeah, it was not. I actually have more subjects. So now I have to split it. More than likely, I will have a second video coming tonight. But holy shit, this got so deep. But I think at the end of the day, man, if we're just more transparent with the shit, like this type of shit, and people are more fucking willing to actually learn about somebody, just about just throwing in the towel automatically, we can grow more than ever. That's why I'm so for and rooting for your Chris G's are back. He was dropped from his org. A lot of people talk shit about him because of the incident, man, was it back in 2020? And by the time he was dropped, the incident was already how old was it, y'all? Was it 5 or 6 years old? So people had a big problem with that, but he was still dropped. It was this whole thing. You watch the video on Button Check. Anyway, now he's back, 2025. He's finally back, and he's instantly qualifying for top 8s. I think he already qualified for the EWC, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if I'm mistaken in that, but either way, he's competing with Fatal Fury, and that's why I'm a fan. Because I'm this guy that was kind of written off, and granted, you can make the argument that, well, he deserved it, he walked into it. Granted, you can make that argument. My argument or point of view is that there is such thing as redemption. There should be such thing as second chances, especially dependent upon what you did in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Punishment, crime, all that stuff, right? Different strokes, different levels, I should say. But if it's not the extreme that I'm talking about, then there should be redemption. There should be second chances. We should do that. And I don't know why we've been so afraid to do that. So let me stop. One more time. I've said that a million times. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for the amazing love. I will do my best to see you later on tonight, probably a late video. If not, I'll hit you with 2 tomorrow. And as always, I don't know what it is, but obviously, hey, we've been here for 8 years, baby. It's about to get better. Love y'all forever. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
Best thing you can do with bullies is ignore them. Then
You sneak into their house at 4 a.m. is the hour people are least prepared to defend themselves.
Correct.
Pummeling them over and over. And then you start to beat them again.